y'all, welcome back to another video. My name is Marie if you are new here, and I am a stay-at-home working mom of 4 kids from Georgia, and we are starting this morning routine the night before at 5:30 p.m. A lot plays into our mornings, and it starts with prepping the night before. There's so much prepping to do before school. This is actually prepping on a Sunday before school on a Monday, so we are kind of prepping more for the week instead of just for the next day. So I like to lay out my kids' clothes by the week. When I have time to do this, I try to make sure I do this every week because it makes the week flow so smooth if I go ahead and I have all their outfits ready. So I go ahead and go into my 5-year-old's room and my 7-year-old's room. Now go ahead and I put together 5 outfits, and they are able to choose which one of the 5 outfits they want to wear to school the next day. They don't have to be in any specific order. For Monday, they wanted to wear their Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse matching outfits. My son has one of these Mickey Mouse outfits that matches the pink Minnie, except for his is blue. So they're going to wear those together and be matching. I do have 4 kiddos. One of my kids is a teenager, and she pretty much does things for herself. And I also have a toddler that I do preschool homeschool with, and I will include that in this video. So we're going to go ahead and get their clothes laid out. Everyone is having baths. I had just got out of the shower, that's why my hair was wet, and I started the video with showing the backyard because we had just come from there in August. It is the hottest month of the entire year here in Georgia, and it stays hot for a while, so we will get to continue to enjoy our pool for a bit longer. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. And this is one thing I like to do for my 2-year-old is I will go ahead and make him his nighttime milk and his morning milk and stick that morning milk in the fridge. We're going to go ahead and let their water bottles soak, and we're going to scrub those clean and let those drip dry on the rack so that I can put some cold ice water in those in the morning. My husband leaves the house before we get up, so it is just me getting the kiddos ready, and our kitten Luna makes it so incredibly hard to get out of the bed in the mornings. She is so snuggly, and I just want to snuggle her forever. But my alarm goes off at 6, as well as my teenager's alarm, and my girls share a room, so when my teenager's alarm goes off at 6, both of the girls get up and start getting ready, and I will lay in the bed until about 6:15, just kind of waking up. I'm not someone who can just jump straight up as soon as my alarm goes off. So it takes me about 15 minutes, and between 6:20 and 6:30 is when I will head back to wake up my 5-year-old son. My son is in kindergarten, my youngest daughter is in 1st grade, and my oldest daughter is in 8th grade. So my 8th grader is more self-sufficient, and she pretty much does everything for herself. So we're going to go ahead and head into the living room and turn on the lamp. And I always do my kids' hair before school. So for my son, I don't always use gel in his hair, but he asks me to 9 times out of 10, and Mama's gonna style his hair if he wants me to. So I will just wet his hair, and I've been using the Axe pomade, and it smells so good. It's from Walmart. And then I'm also using this detangling spray from Walmart, and it works really good. And I also add a little bit of oil to my daughter's ends, and I brush that through. We also have some of that Fairy Tales spray that I use. It is a leave-in conditioner. Arabella usually just wants to wear her hair down because it's just more comfortable for her, but I at least ask her to let me pull it up halfway so it's not in her face all day while she's at school. So it's getting close to time to go out to the bus, so we're going to go ahead and finish up and fill their water bottles, get our shoes on. I actually have an alarm that goes off at 6 to wake me up. I have another alarm that goes off at 6:20 just to make sure that I didn't fall back asleep, which I usually do not. I have before, but I usually do not. And I have another alarm that goes off at 6:50 to let me know that it is almost time for the bus. So they're going to go ahead and pick out their afternoon snack for the day and head to school. They do eat breakfast and lunch at school, except for on Fridays. I will pack their lunchbox for Fun Friday. Our school system offers free breakfast and free lunch for all students, which I am so grateful for because it really helps us to save on some groceries. Once the kids are gone, y'all already know, but first, coffee. I have been using the Coffee Mate brand coffee creamer for years, and it is my absolute favorite, the French vanilla especially. And I have since then been trying out different creamers that are healthier options. The Califia Farms is definitely a healthier option than the Coffee Mate, but it's not my favorite, so hopefully I can find a healthier option that I really like. I always like to open up all of the curtains and all of the blinds and let some light in the house and just kind of wake up the house. And same thing at night before we go to bed. I like to close them all and call it putting the house to bed. And honestly, in the winter time when my kids get on the bus, it is still dark outside. It's just that time of year still where it is daylight when they get on the bus, which I honestly prefer that than when it's cold and dark. And I'm honestly jealous of those of you who don't have to go to school until 9 o'clock. My kids have to be at school by 7:40 a.m. And honestly, I think it is so early. I have always thought it's just too early to be crawling out of the bed at 6 o'clock and rushing to get to school by 7:40 every day. Now my middle schooler has to be there a little later, but as far as elementary school, their lay bell is 7:40. One thing that I'm always trying to stay on top of is putting my bed together, and I find that if I have some really cute bedding, some really cute sheets, it really motivates me to want to put my bed together because I love the way it looks. I love to walk in my room when it's all put together and looks super duper cute. So that is one thing that definitely motivates me to want to make my bed. I try to go ahead and get myself dressed in something to work out in so that I can motivate myself to throw that workout in. So I will just put on a t-shirt and some comfy shorts or a workout outfit. So I'm going to go ahead and take off my house robe and go ahead and do my self-care before I get dressed. And I've been using this lip mask from Bath & Body Works. I use it morning and night. I also use my self-care facial wash and moisturizer every morning and night. For the CeraVe moisturizer in the morning, I use the AM, and I have really been loving it, and my teenager also uses those. So let's go ahead and get some workout clothes on so I can make sure I get that workout in. And sometimes I will change out of my workout clothes later on, but I did not this day because later on we had football practice and cheer practice for my kiddos, so I knew we were just going to be out in the hot sun sweating again later, so I just kept my clothes on for the whole day and took a shower that night. So once I'm dressed and I've done my self-care, I'm just kind of waiting on my 2-year-old to wake up, and he wakes up anytime between 7 and 8 a.m. When he wakes up at 7, I will give him some tablet time and a cup of milk and just let him kind of relax until about 8 o'clock. If I let him get up any earlier than that, y'all, he's just so ill. So I make sure that he's just having some quiet time to wake up for the day before he actually gets up out of the bed. And I will work on my computer from about 7-ish to about 8 o'clock to get some work in. On this day, I needed to grab the Aquaphor, the diaper rash cream. I love this stuff. I highly recommend it. And it's not only for diaper rash, y'all. It's for drool rash and all sorts of other things. So I do highly recommend the Aquaphor. So we're going to go ahead and give my toddler his morning milk, and we're going to get started on some breakfast.
Our favorite song is on repeat. Drinking wine until the dawn, knowing soon we'll be back home. Ooh, I'm thinking about you. Ooh, I'm wishing that you knew.
My breakfast of choice is typically eggs, and I have been trying to not skip breakfast. I have done that in the past, and I usually will just eat brunch. So I've been trying to make sure that I'm eating some breakfast. So we are just going to have some fried eggs with some toast with some of this homemade peach jelly, and it is so delicious. I also made some bacon per my toddler's request. That boy loves bacon. So I just use salt, pepper, and everything bagel seasoning on our eggs, and it is so delicious. I don't make eggs every single day, but it is definitely the breakfast that I make the most. Sometimes my kids just want to keep it simple and have some cereal. Other times we will make French toast or pancakes, or we will sometimes have freezer waffles, and sometimes we will just go out to Cracker Barrel. So it really just depends. There's lots and lots to do and have for breakfast. So right after breakfast is when I do my toddler's activity time. This is something I've done for a while, is have him an activity time, especially when the big kids are at school. I want to keep him entertained and make sure that he is educated and learning. So I bought him the Scholastics book from Walmart for ages 2-year-olds, and I also have one for my 5-year-old and my 7-year-old for when they get home from school. We just practice. So we're going to start out with a puzzle. So I take all the puzzle pieces out and have him put them all back in, and we say the animals' names as he puts them in. And then we are going to work on his workbook. And his that he's working on right now is teaching him how to draw a straight line and how to circle things. So he is having so much fun with that book. And then after we are done doing all of that, we are going to play with some blocks. I'll play with him for a little while, and then I will let him continue to play with them and distract him with the blocks so that I can get some cleaning done in the kitchen from breakfast.
We got time on our side. We're in a state of hope. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way.
We're gonna build a house.
At least to stay alive, and the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on our own. Do you feel that we got something strong?
One thing that I really like to talk to my toddler about when we are doing our preschool homeschool is the weather. And we will talk about if the sun's out or if it's raining. And if it's raining, then we will open the door and look at the rain, or I will hold him up and let him look out the window and we will check out the rain, or we'll go outside and look at the sky. And today it was sunny, so we were talking about how the sun is out, it's sunshiny, and we sing songs. When it's raining, we sing the rain, rain, go away song. So we are practicing drawing a sunshine and a cloud. We are talking about how it's a circle, and the shapes that we are drawing today are circle, square, and triangle. And for the most part, he knows what his shapes and colors are, so he is a very, very smart little 2-year-old.
Wanna be free of this heart, yeah. Wanna feel your arms around me. I need you more.
Which one is the green square? Find the green square.
Where?
Green square. Where's the orange triangle?
Orange. Right here.
Where's the purple circle?
Circle.
You want to draw an orange pumpkin?
Should I close my eyes and never again? Every time call you mine, think about you every time. I remember that it's over. Yeah, you never break, you never lie, you never ever scared of the dark. So why am I the one who cries? I'm so afraid to be left behind. I think about you a lot. It's almost like I can't stop, can't stop. Yeah, yeah. You never lose an argument, so I've been trying hard to pretend that I'm okay. It's just a phase, and everything is going just great. I think about you a lot. It's almost like I can't stop, can't stop. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't realize that he had got an expo marker and made some drawings on the back of the chair, but it's okay, it came right off. So I am going to go ahead and get my laundry started. In the morning sometime is when I like to get started on some laundry, and I will try to do 1 to 2 loads every single day from start to finish. I don't always finish it every single day, but it's my goal. And I've been using the Purex for our towels and our clothes, and then for the kiddos' clothes I use the Purex in the white bottle, which is a free and clear hypoallergenic for sensitive skin. So I do like to use that on my kiddos just for their delicate skin and for eczema. So we're gonna go ahead and head into the kitchen and get my ice water ready, and then we're gonna get started on my workout. So I will work out about 3 to 4 times a week with Grow with Joe or someone on TV, and I got a new kettlebell, so I wanted to do a kettlebell exercise today. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out about 20 to 30 minutes of the kettlebell, and here in just a little bit we're going to go outside and work in the garden, and then I'm going to push Jackson around in his little car for a little while. I think we probably walked around the house for about 20 minutes outside. It's always enjoyable pushing him around in that little car, and then we also use it in the afternoon whenever we get the kids off the bus. We walk down to the bus stop in the little car, and he rides down there in it, and he loves it so much. So first things first, I'm going to make sure my house is all cleaned up, and then we're going to jump into that workout.
Never met someone like you, felt something like your touch. I wish we would have met tonight. Sure, I've had lovers in my past, won't lie, I've had a blast, but none of them had your humor. They can't compare, no one could ever do, nobody's close to you, yeah. One night's not fair, what can I say to make you never leave this room? I need you to stay a little longer, how about forever, yeah. I need you to stick around for later, how about forever, yeah.
I have a command center that I got from Amazon over on the side of my fridge. It has every day of the week for a meal plan, so I can write down planning our food for the week, what we're going to be having for dinner, so I know what meat to lay out, what I need to cook, and I don't have to worry about forgetting to lay out that meat because it reminds me on the side of the fridge. And it also has a full calendar, so I can write down our family calendar events so that everyone can see them. If you are interested in that calendar, I will link it below. So we are going to head back here with Jackson, and we are potty training, we are diapering, and then we are headed back in here to finally get my workout in. And this kettlebell is about 20 pounds, and I love that it's pink, and I will also link that below for y'all.
Never leave this room. I need you to stay a little longer. Need you to stay forever, yeah. I need you to stick around for later, how about forever, yeah. You feel so right,
It seems that laundry is always the star of the show, literally. There is always laundry to do. There's never a day where there is zero dirty laundry. As soon as I get all of the laundry complete, we're still wearing clothes, so there's more dirty laundry. There is going to forever be dirty laundry. So you might as well just suck it up and make it a part of your daily routine to just try to get it done, and that's what I tell myself. So we are going to head into the boys' room, and I like to do toy rotation so there is not an explosion of toys everywhere every single day. So about once or twice a week I will come in their room and switch out their toys. So I'm going to go ahead and clean all of this up real quick, and if it takes me more than 10 to 15 minutes to clean up their room, then I have too many things out, and it only took me about 10 minutes to clean up their room. So now we're going to go ahead and get started on this laundry. I had washed the boys' laundry the day before, and we are just now getting a chance to get it folded and put away. Jackson was absolutely cracking me up. He wanted to wear his pool hat, and it does not match his outfit at all, but my heart could not tell him no, so we were letting him wear his pool hat. He also wears it outside later when we go outside. He just wanted to wear his hat today, so it is what it is. And I had mentioned in my last video, you guys, and explained why I'm not going to be talking about and sharing a ton of my kids. We are just going to be sharing bits and pieces a little bit here and there. With my toddler, y'all will see him tailgating behind me because he is my shadow. He follows mama wherever she goes, and he's always wanting to be by my side, so y'all will be seeing Jackson. But as far as sharing a bunch of information about my children and updates and things like that, I don't prefer to share those anymore, and if you're wondering why, I talked about it in my last video. So let's go ahead and put together a healthy snack for Jackson and I. So once we start feeling hungry, I will try to make sure that we are always eating fruits and veggies every single day. I always stock up on fruits and veggies in our grocery hauls. I feel like it is very important for my kids to eat healthy. And yes, they eat ice cream and snack cakes and cookies, but I also try to feed them really healthy. So we're going to put together a green apple, a red apple, and some orange slices. We're going to pair that with some peanut butter and pair it with some graham crackers on the side. Outside time, especially for children, is so important, and my kids go outside every single day, obviously, unless it is thunderstorming or super duper muddy, and we will just have an indoor rain day. But even then, I try to make sure that they are not just lounging around on tablets all day. We have tablet time, which is also electronic time. So just because it's time to get off the tablets does not mean that you can go and watch TV when it's not tablet time, is the rule. So when electronic time, tablet time is not in use, the kids will get up and play a board game or play with toys or go outside and ride their bikes, and we spend a lot of time out in our backyard. There's so much to do at our house outside. We have a trampoline, we have lots of bubbles, we have a bubble blower, we have a swimming pool, bikes. We have an entire toy shed full of toys. So I'm going to blow some bubbles for my toddler for a little while, and then I'm going to go ahead and deadhead my flowers. My garden was looking pretty sad because it had been a while since I've been out here. I've been coming out here to my garden every week, but y'all, it has been so hot, like 100 degrees, and when I step my foot outside my door, all I want to do is run to my swimming pool. So we have been spending a lot of time in the swimming pool and less time in the garden. So we're going to go ahead and take care of these flowers. We're going to deadhead and get out any of the leaves that have fried to a crisp from the sun. I'm also going to give the flowers a little bit of water here in a little bit. I don't usually water them while the sun is on them. You're supposed to do that in the morning before the sun's on them, or in the evening after the sun goes down. But my ground in my garden was bone dry, and I felt so bad for my flowers. And a little update on that: after I gave the flowers some water, I only gave them water at the roots. I didn't water the actual flower. I gave them water only at the bottom in the roots, and the next day the stems and the leaves and everything kind of went up and they looked more lively, so I guess that helped. But I'm really going to try to stay on top of my garden. I did end up having to pull my calla lilies. They were just not doing good, and a couple of other of my flowers, I ended up having to pull those out. But I love these geraniums, and they seem to be doing really well. As far as these green stems here, these are actually yellow irises, but the little yellow flowers have not bloomed on them since I did replant those bulbs. They just never came back, so they're supposed to come back next year, so maybe we will have some yellow irises next year. But I was just pulling up all of the big grass and weeds that had grown around the irises. I don't even know if I can call them irises at this point because there's no yellow irises on them. They're just green bushes. But I was pulling all of the grass that had grown in around them and handing it to Jackson, and he was going and tossing it in the wood line. Now we're going to go ahead and fill up our bird feeder. We had it over there on the other side of the yard, but my husband had to keep moving it to cut around it or having to weed eat around it, and so we just thought we would just go stick it in the garden so I didn't have to worry about that. And over there was a chair behind me. That is our fire pit. Over the weekend we had s'mores, so we had some chairs brought out that have not been cleaned up yet, if y'all are wondering why there's a random white chair in the yard. And this is my little helper. He's going to help me put the bird feed in. I can really just pour it in here, but he likes to stick his hand in the bag and put it in there. And then he was calling the birds like a cat and trying to snap his fingers and saying, "Come on birds, come on birds." So he is ready to see some birds. So hopefully we get to bird watch soon. I've mentioned, but my husband ended up getting another car several months ago. It's just a small little car, like a little gas saver car for him to go back and forth to work. And he's kind of just parked his truck, and he drives his truck to work every once in a while, but his truck does not have air, so he has not been driving it. So if y'all see my husband's truck in the background, it doesn't mean he is home. He has another car that he's been driving. This is the little blue car that I was talking about earlier. Our neighbor actually gave it to us when we first moved in this house. We do have neighbors around us, but this house is very private and I love it. That's why there's so much kudzu everywhere. It just looks super cottagey and country out in the yard. There's trees, kudzu, woods. We have trails in our woods behind the house, and we ride our four-wheelers through it. My teenager will ride her bike through it. I don't allow my littles to go through the trails alone, but we actually got this little car from our neighbor when we first moved in, and it does not have a steering wheel. It's always been missing the steering wheel, but he does not care. He loves this car. He loves to ride around in it, and the other kids also will push him around in the yard. So this is also encouraging me to get some steps in and get some exercise by just walking around. We will go up and down our super duper long gravel driveway and make laps around the house.
Oh my love, you're such a fragile thing, I know. And with the winter comes the ice, the snow, but I'm here to hold. And oh my love, don't worry about the cold just yet. The trees are...
For lunch today, I'm just going to heat up some leftover cornbread dressing that I made the night before for dinner, and we're going to pair that with some cranberries. I usually put celery in my dressing, but I didn't have any, so I don't know if you couldn't tell, but I only had onion and sage and broth and chicken, but it was so delicious. So we're going to have some quiet time. I'll try to have my 2-year-old take a little bit of quiet time since he doesn't really nap anymore, and he will just lay down for a little while so that I can read my devotional and get a little bit of cleaning done or whatever I need to do. But that's pretty much what our morning routine is looking like lately. I love this devotional. It is literally the Bible plus more. It's a women's study Bible, and I love it so much. But I will link that below, and I thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video.